like Texas are lifting their restrictions while here in Georgia, we haven't had many in place for a while. So how do the states compare? Let's take a look at the numbers to really tell the story. All right, so Texas is a line you see there in green, and then we have Georgia in orange. In both states, we're going to watch the curve here. It's pretty consistent. They really go hand in hand together, even when you factor in huge differences like population size from Georgia to Texas. Our hospitalizations were nearly the same as well. The death per capita in Georgia was a little bit higher, though. As for unemployment, both states hit peaks in April around the same time. Texas's unemployment rate hit 13.5%. Bring it home to Georgia, we hit 12.6%. Georgia recovered faster, but you know, that's because we opened businesses here sooner. Governor Kemp says his approach to restrictions kept the state's economy running, so he defends that decision. But even as states begin to relax restrictions, health experts warn, hold up, pump the brakes, we must remain vigilant.
Now is not the time to release all restrictions. Every individual is empowered to do the right thing here, regardless of what the states decide.
That includes wearing a mask, keeping your distance from others, and getting the vaccine when it is available to you.